welcome back to my channel, Money Doll Show, and I have episode 6, Sugar Baby Experience. Oh. So this episode I'm going to be sharing real life experience about my past sugar baby experiences with sugar daddies, and my past, I was a sugar baby the past 5 years, and I'm going to tell you and explain my stories and how it was. So I remember I had a few sugar daddies in 1 year, and this was when I was like 20 years old. So boom, 20 years old, I have probably like 3 different sugar daddies that I'm seeing at different times, but throughout the same year, right? So I remember one guy really liked me, and he was like, oh, he's spending hella money, and then our first date he takes me shopping and gives me money, which is like, okay. Then he buys me Louboutins, and then I got my first Louis Vuitton purse from him also, and I was like, okay, well, now I want a boob job. So we go to Beverly Hills. I have him take me to Beverly Hills to a doctor, and I do all my research with my doctors. Dr. AJ Kahali is who did my breast implants, and I had him pay for it. So he paid for my breast augmentation at age 20, and had my surgery at age 21, and yeah, so he paid for my surgery. He actually was, I really do think he was crazy though, because he actually stalked me. So after he, buys my boob job, whatever, and like probably is in love with me, and I'm over here just like, okay. So one night I go out to dinner with another sugar daddy, but I leave home after dinner. But anyways, supposedly he stalked me and saw me go on a date with a man. That is a totally red flag. You do not stalk a woman and follow her on a date. Like, why are you following me while I'm going on another date with another man? Like, yeah, I'm going on another date with another man, but it's like you're stalking me. That's the real psychotic issue. I'm like, you have to be mental and crazy if you're stalking a female that you really like or you're into, and you're falling in love with her and you're spending a lot of money on her. And so anyways, we get together, and he's drunk out of his mind, and he drank the whole bottle to himself, and I'm just over here like, and we're in Los Angeles, and we have a beach hotel and whatever. But anyways, he's just drunk, and he's a real shy person. So the truth didn't come out until he was drunk, which it usually happens like that with shy people. Like me, I am not a shy person, and I usually say how I feel. But he was a shy person where he was like, couldn't express how he felt to me. So he was like, oh, I followed you one night on that date that you went on. And I was like, you follow me? You're stalking me now? And I'm just over here like, oh my God, you're a fucking stalker. And that is such a turn off. Like, that is, I could literally call the police on you, but I'm not the type to call police. But anyways, so yeah, he tells me that, and I'm just over here like still like shocked that he was stalking me. So he stalked me, followed me on a date, and is like, oh, you're seeing other guys, blah blah blah, like, and I'm buying this and that, and it's giving you all this money and blah blah blah. And like, he's young too, like he's not an older sugar daddy. He was more of like a guy that was only like probably 9 years older than me. I was 21 and he was 30, so he did feel some type of way and was like wanted me as his girlfriend probably, and I'm just like, yo, I'm 21, like chill. So anyways, anyways, he's drunk out of his mind, and he's crying to me, pouring his heart out, so blah blah blah. So anyways, this is where it gets scary, where I'm thinking like I'm literally about to die. So this guy is drunk, and he's literally like, oh, I want to be with you and you're seeing another man and blah blah blah. And I'm just like why are you stalking me? And he goes, well, at least I know the truth now. And I'm like, oh, you're a fucking stalker, you're stalking me. And he fucking pulls something out, and I'm just like, and this is when I start shaking, because he pulls out like a safety box, right? He opens up the safe, and this dude is drunk out of his mind. He pulls out a safety box, right? And I literally dipped, and I never saw him again. And that was the end of him. So yeah, that was one crazy stalker. Sure, not my first, but like one of the 3 dudes that I was seeing when I was 20. And yeah, so he tried to kill himself. And I just think, wow, you're a fucking psychopath if you literally are gonna kill yourself over a female or whatever life experiences. But I know I'm one of that triggers that made you feel some type of way to feel that emotional. So I just think that's a real red flag, and that's like, you have fucking issues and you need to work on yourself. So that was the end of that. So hopefully he's doing okay now, and who knows. So other experiences besides him during the same year, I was seeing another guy in San Francisco, and it was fine. And you know, a lot of trips we did trips. Every like the same month we met, we would always go on trips. Like, he did take me to the Maldives, and he took me to Jamaica. He took me to a few spots, which was very nice. He actually is like die hard, ride or die for me, like, because he was like, oh, like, I'll kill for you and blah blah blah, like, no one's gonna fuck with you. Like, he was very, like, I felt very safe with him. And it was nothing like where he was like he knew his place. And I like that. Like, he knows, like, no, we're not together. No, don't think I'm your girlfriend. No, like, but he did have my back. Like, I could literally call him up back then and been like, oh, this, like, come fuck up this guy for me. And he would. Like, he was real, like, just have my back, just real badass. Also, I convinced him to pay for part of my butt implant surgery. So I was like, hey, I'm gonna get my butt done. And I'm always like having him take me out to like LA and go to San Diego to go see my doctors and go on my trips. And like, you know, he'd go pay for the whole trip, of course. 21, I had my butt implant surgery. Like, literally my boobs and butt surgeries I've had like back to back, like literally the same year, within I think like 3 months apart. Like, it wasn't that much apart. So I did like boom boom, and like right before my birthday got my ass done. So I got my butt implants done, and he gives me a big amount of money, and it's like, okay, here's your surgery, here's your part of your surgery money. And I'm like, okay. So he did pay for part of my butt implants, and that was cool. Butt implant surgery was the worst recovery. I'm talking like, out of the surgeries I've had, the butt implants are the worst. I'm talking like, it's just so painful. You can't sit on your butt for 3 weeks. You can't drive. And it's literally a real surgery. Like, it's painful. And he did take care of me for my butt implant surgery, and he did pay for it. So that was cool. And I appreciate any dudes that have paid for my surgery. So, mwah. Okay. And my other third sugar daddy, and that's throughout that same year, I would probably see like once a month or so, and I actually got him to pay for my veneers. So I convinced him to pay for my $30,000 veneers. I was like, oh, I want to get my veneers done in Beverly Hills, Dr. David S. Spray, and so I convinced him to pay for my $30K veneers. And Veneers actually took 6 week process for it to get complete. So veneers is a time consuming surgery, but I actually love my smile. My smile is very white and I do not regret it. And it was a free surgery because I had him pay for it. So I got $30,000 veneer surgery that he paid for, which was the third sugar daddy. So that was cool too. But I did make, I made a lot of allowance out of sugar daddies. And those three were, throughout that, my first year, those were like the main three that did a lot for me. Okay, and then I moved to Los Angeles, so I'm here to LA when I was 22. So sugar daddies, 2021 was stacking up, got my surgeries, got all that. I come to LA, I'm 22 years old. I move into my Barbie apartment and it's really cool. So I come here and literally 2 months into my Los Angeles living, I meet my sugar daddy in LA, and him, we actually lasted a long time, and him, we had a rough patch. I'm talking like it's like was up and down cycles. So my Malibu sugar daddy, like my first LA ever sugar daddy, I lasted for about 1 year and 8 months. So it was almost 2 years. Yeah, 1 year, 8 months we lasted. And he was seeing me and giving me a big monthly allowance. But one thing about him, he was a very mean person inside. Like, he was like, oh, you live in a $5 million Malibu beach house on the water and you drive a Ferrari, but like, he doesn't have anyone in his life. And he also is just real cold-hearted. Like, he's real ruthless, and he thinks he's better than everyone. He's called himself the king of the jungle and blah blah blah. And I'm over here, I'm 22, and I'm like, okay, and I'm with him. It's not cute when you're mean. Like, yeah, you have, like, you're not even, like, who gives a fuck if you have money? Like, your insides are so mean and ugly, and you're just an ugly person. Like, you having money doesn't mean shit because you're so mean inside, you're so ugly. And it's like, it's so hurtful too, like the words that he would say sometimes. Like, I remember sometimes he would just really mean shit. But one time it really pissed me off when he brought my family involved. He was like, oh, I'm gonna sue your family. And I was like, why? You don't even know my family. This dude never even met my family. Like, what are you, like, bringing my family involved? So he's all pissed off at me for whatever reason, and he gets pissed off over the stupidest reasons. I'm talking like, I would get lectured. I would get lectured for being late. I would show up, he's like, be here, 8 p.m., 8:30 on the dot, blah, 8:30 sharp. And I'm coming in fucking 9 p.m., 15 minutes late, whatever it is. Who cares? I'm a female. I need to get ready. This takes time to get ready. Like, I can't just show up on time. Like, I'm gonna show up 15-20 minutes late, and you have to accept that. But I would get bitch out for it. I'm talking, nah. And I'm talking, it was like, he would bitch at me for like 30 minutes, lecturing me for 30 minutes right when I walk in. I'm like, wow, this is what I look forward to. The bitching for the first 30 minutes because I'm late. And I'm talking every fucking time. And it was so like, God, I would zone out because I literally was like, I'm gonna just literally plug my ears, like not physically, but I'm gonna plug my ears and just be like, yeah, I'm just nodding my head and just like, okay, but it's going in the ear and going out the other. Like, fuck you, I'm not fucking listening to your lecturing ass bullshit. And that's literally how I felt. And literally getting lectured for being late was the worst. Like, literally, fuck that. So that is one thing that I did put up with him, was the lecturing for being late. And there's the stupid shit. I'm talking, that was like, there was other little things little shit that, and I'm just like, what the fuck? I get bitched at way worse than what I did to get bitched at, if that makes sense. And it's like, yo, I was so over him, and I would always tell him too, like who cares if I'm late? Like, you're gonna have to deal with it. Like, I would snap back. I would have attitude, and he would, like, I don't know if he liked it or if he didn't like it, but he was like, I mean, I would get yelled at, and he would outpower me with his loudness, and I would take it because I'm like, okay, you're the one paying me. And he would say that, like, bitch, I'm the one paying you, blah 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 blah. That's how he would talk to me sometimes, and this was ridiculous. But I remember one time he hadn't had a few shots, whatever, but yeah, he brought my family and was like, oh, I'm gonna sue your family. And I was like, why? Like, you don't even know my family. And he was like, he's like, I know your family didn't do anything, but I'm gonna sue them. And then be like, yeah, mom, I'm suing you because your daughter is a bitch. And he said that. What the fuck? I'm a bitch, so you're gonna sue my family? My family didn't do anything? That's when I really was like, yo, fuck you. And I really just called it off. But it was a real up and down issues. And another thing that he didn't do was he did not take me shopping. No shopping whatsoever. And I'm a female. I love shopping. I need to go shopping. Like, if you want me, you're gonna have to take me shopping. Like, it's like, how could you be with a female and be with her and be like, oh, this is the girl that I'm with or whatever, and blah blah blah, and you're not taking her shopping? That's such a turn off. Like, you are not a man if you don't take your girl shopping. Like, you need to buy. So that is one thing. But he would always what he would say about that, oh, I pay you so much, you could take yourself shopping. That's what he says. That comes out of your monthly allowance. You went shopping, that comes out of your monthly allowance. You take yourself shopping. And I'm just like, wow. Like, I'm like, no, like, if I, like, you're gonna have to pay me more if I have to go take myself shopping. You know how much shopping is? Shopping is not cheap. When I go shopping, it's, yeah, no. It's more like, he was so mean to me. Like, I just got so fed up with his shit where I was like, fuck this. Fuck you. I'm out. Like, fuck your money. Fuck your 10K a month monthly allowance. I dipped out. From that, and I'm glad I left, because you know what? I don't need him. And I put up with it enough. 22 to age 24, it was a year and 8 months. So almost 2 years of putting up with his shit was like, okay, I'm done. And I dipped out from that. So, but I did get a lot out of it. And, he did give me my down payment for my purple Mercedes when my other Mercedes when it got totaled. So, I did have him help me out with that, but he did not take me shopping. That's one thing I remember about him. No shopping. Like, I had guys, I would tell him, I have guys paying for surgery. Like, and you can't take me shopping? Like, I couldn't believe it. It's disgusting. But honestly, yeah. So, and for people that want to know, like, oh, a sugar baby, what do you do in return? What do you think we do in return? Come on now. You're getting all this. You're getting your surgery. You're getting, or your 10K monthly allowance. Like, you don't think we're doing anything? No. The sexual favors comes with a sugar baby and sugar daddy relationship. And that is the truth. And any sugar baby that says they have a sugar daddy and they're like, oh, I don't do anything sexual for my sugar daddy, she is a lying bitch. Because they do sexual favors. But you know what? How I think of it, like, yeah, I did fuck my sugar daddies, yeah. But it's like, that was my job. That was my job, okay, and I got what I got out of it. So I honestly thought it was worth it. Like me, being younger, the last 5 years, I was a sugar baby. And yeah, I was with my sugar daddy, but whatever, I'm not doing that anymore. And I did learn a lot out of it, but also I don't recommend anybody or any woman that wants to be a sugar baby, because it does take a toll on yourself. Like, I remember, like, putting up with Malibu I would come home to my apartment, and you know, from just seeing him, and I'm just like, like, okay, now it's not like, it's more like they have control over you. Okay, I want you this night, or this night. You know, it was only like, I would only see him twice a week, which is not bad, but it was the nights he wanted. Like, oh, like, he treated me like if I was hired, like, oh, okay, you're hired for the sugar baby position, and you know, here's your monthly check, whatever, blah blah blah. But you know, there was like, I felt like, not there was rules, but there was like controlling. It was a controlling relationship where he had the say in it. It was what he wanted to do. Left that energy, and I'm just like, no, I don't have to have a fucking schedule to see someone, or have any controlling or anything. And another thing too about Malibu was, he was like, any trips I took, I remember I would go to Miami every year, like, you know, 3 times a year going to Miami. He was always thinking on fucking other people in Miami, which I think guys always like, oh, Miami trip, like, oh, she's fucking. But it's like, no, I'm not an easy bitch where I'm just fucking guys in Miami. Me and my girls do not do that, yo. Like, and if you do that, that's you, you know, you do you, but I'm not doing that. So, yeah, I just remember he was just always like, oh, I need to know where you're staying. I need your flight information. Like, send me the documents of your flight, and send me your room number. And I'm just like, oh my God, like, it was ridiculous. Like, he wanted to know where I was staying. He wanted to know my flight information when I fucking landed. Like, are you kidding me? Like, God damn. Like, it's not like he's fucking calling me every day, but it's more like he's fucking has me on lock, which I hated. Like, me as the female I'm in, I don't like to be on lock, and that's just not my vibe, because I do what I want, and it's like, you know, like, don't fucking hold me down, don't feel like I'm fucking locked into you. So he did have that control over me, like, oh, send me your trip, send me your flight, blah blah blah. And you know, so every trip I took, even in Tulum, when I just like, always I had to send him my flight and shit. And honestly, my hotel, I would send him the wrong hotel. I would not send him, like, one of my biggest fears was if he just showed up to my trip to just spy on me, or just to pop up with my friend, oh, hey, I'm just here to say hi. Because sometimes he would threaten to do that. He would be like, oh, what if I meet you in Miami? Like, I'll let you go for the first 4 days, and I'll meet you when the weekend hits. I'm like, fuck you. Fuck the weekend hit when it's the weekend. Like, it was so funny though. I just remember he said that, and I'm just like, oh, no, like, I'm going on a trip and you're not invited. I literally told him that, because it's like, chill, like, I'm going on a trip to get away from you, like, don't pull this shit with me. So I just remember that, and it was real, yeah, it was funny. But yeah, so the controlling was there in that relationship. But yeah, you know, some rich dudes, they just have that ego way up their shit, and they just think their shit don't stink. But that's like some people's attitude, and and honestly, it's a real ugly attitude. Like, me personally, I have the best energy and everything. So even when I was putting up with all his shit for a year and 8 months, I wouldn't let it get to me and affect me, because I was really good with just letting things go and not letting it get to me. And I'm really good at, like, you know, I've experienced, or those mean words did go through my head, and it's like goes out the other, because me, I let go of all that negativity. And you know, he was the only negative person in my life, and I'm so happy that I let that go, and you know, I ended that. I'm long gone. But it feels so good too, not to have any controlling man in your life. And being a sugar baby, like, sometimes you meet someone that it does financially support you, and they don't have any controlling, or you actually like the relationship and you're in, you're into it and whatever, then that's cool. Like, okay, like, yeah, be with him, whatever. Or, you're fine getting financially supported, but they're nice to you and they're not treating you like shit, then okay, I don't see why you wouldn't want to be in it. But the thing I remember was like, you make them look good. So you're a sugar baby, you're getting paid to make them look good. Like, you're the trophy. Like how they would call me, oh, you're eye candy. He would tell me that, like, oh, you're eye candy, like, you make me look good. Like, we walk in a room, everyone looks at you, and then they look at me, they look at the guy, because they're like, who is this hot girl with this guy? This guy must be someone, he must be rich. So that was the vibe I always got. But one thing that I hated in public, we would go out in public, dinner, drinks, whatever, the expressions people gave me, God, because I'm talking, like, we have an age gap, like, yeah, but I would get looked at in public with him like you're a disgrace to society. And you could just feel the energy, you could just feel it, like, right when you walk in, it's like all eyes are on you, like on us, and it's like a big age gap. So for people that want to know what my age gap was with my last sugar daddy, I was 22 and he was 60. So it is triple the age, and it's like a real big shocker in public, and people will give you looks, and it's more of like not a pleasant feeling. So I did experience that with him. And I think that's like with anyone that you are having someone older that is taking care of you, you will get that energy and that presence, like, oh, okay, like people know, and it's not hidden, and people are very judgmental. People will judge you, and you know what, one thing, I don't let the judgment get to me, and I'm actually really good at not letting things get to me. But you will get judged, and that's one thing that comes with that lifestyle, is people will talk, and they won't say it in front of your face. It's more of like, oh, they're gonna talk from you. They're seated at a dinner table. You're probably one of the topics they're talking about at the dinner table, because you're there, and it's from a distance, and they're seeing it. So it's more of like, okay, but people talk, people judge, people will judge you, and that's normal in that lifestyle. So, but anyone that is interested in becoming a sugar baby or sugar daddy, I can't really speak on the sugar daddy part, but the sugar baby, I mean, I wouldn't recommend it if it does take a toll on you, and it's not worth it if they treat you like shit. You're a woman, you need to have more self-respect to not put up with their shit, and just know your worth, because you're special and you're very important in life. And always be happy, and don't ever let anyone get to you, even if they are a negative person. You don't let them get to you. And that was one thing that I just wanted to share. So that was my experience. That's Money Doll's sugar baby experience, and I hope you guys learned from me and my experience, and stay tuned for more episodes on the Money Doll Show.